Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge and Taylor make love and have big plans after Donna breaks the devastating news to Brooke. Taylor thanks Ridge for the final Forrester original gown in the Forrester mansion. She feels unique. Ridge wants her to feel that way all the time. They canoodle. Taylor expresses to him the importance of spending this time with him. They kiss frequently as they sway together, and she says, "Maybe thanks to you." Her heart seems to be thriving now. Finn informs Steffi that he intends to use the children's absence for the night at the Cliff House. The fact that Taylor is with Ridge makes them laugh. Steffi hopes that Brooke won't be interfering and that they are alone. Finn is still in shock that her father left. Hope is still on the property, according to Steffi. The last straw for them was when Brooke appointed herself CEO. Brooke is solely responsible for her own actions. After a lifetime, her father finally understands Brooke's identity. Steffi is happy that her mother is back in town and hopes he will see that she is the one he was destined to be with. Meant to be is real, according to Finn. He gives her a kiss after saying, "I have proof of it right here." Katie discovers Brooke working through the night in the Forrester office. She assumes that's what she agreed to when she accepted the CEO role. Without Ridge, she would much rather be working than living alone in that large house. Brooke never imagined that she and Ridge would find themselves in this situation once more. She is aware of his pain, but she is also hurt by the way he turned to Taylor so fast. Katie is shocked that Ridge didn't express gratitude for Brooke taking over as CEO in an attempt to regain control of the business. Brooke is aware that Hope made a mistake, but she cannot put up with Ridge always criticizing her, or me. She deserves to be loved by someone who isn't him. Katie is quite happy that she confronted him. Brooke acknowledges that she slapped him when he said she wasn't related to him. Katie looks in awe. Although it wasn't her best moment, Brooke informs her that she also bumped into Taylor and kind of shoved her out of the way. Everything that is important to her was completely upended. Taylor and Ridge are still slow dancing at the Forrester mansion. She informs him that they feel as though they had returned to their original location. In each other's arms, you mean? Ridge growls. They concur that it feels natural. Donna opens the door at that same moment. She crept across to the kitchen and hid, peeked out after realizing what she had walked in on. In order to create new memories at their beach house, Ridge advises Taylor that they should attempt to regain it. "You promised me a night I wouldn't forget," says Taylor, shocked that he wants to move in with her. Ridge assures her that the night is not done and shows her the stairs. As Donna stares, Taylor and Ridge share a kiss. Donna grimaces as Ridge leads Taylor upstairs. Steffi stops making out with Finn at the Cliff home to express her happiness with the life they have created together. They kiss again and declare their love for one another. They begin making love on the sofa as the clothing begin to come off. Brooke lashes out at Katie at Forrester for shoving Ridge into Taylor's embrace. Someone puts Donna on speaker when she calls. She walked in on Ridge and Taylor, Donna tells her sisters. She overheard them discussing moving into the old beach house together. Ridge took Taylor upstairs by the hand after they enjoyed a lovely evening together, saying, "It's the works." She doesn't believe the evening is done. "To his bedroom?" frowns Brooke. "Yes," replies Donna. She's very apologetic. Brooke sobs while being held by Katie. Taylor is astounded by the bed in Ridge's room at the Forrester mansion, which is covered in crimson rose petals. Ridge takes off her disguise and murmurs about assuming things. She tells him she's prepared. "I am, too," he moans. "I missed you, and I'm prepared to reclaim our life. Your integrity and honesty were missed. We've been missed." They give each other a passionate kiss, and Ridge shrugs out of his jacket. "Man, I've always loved you." Steffi and Finn hug on the sofa at the Cliff House after having sex. Steffi informs her spouse that she missed a text message from her mother after receiving a notification. When she finds out that she will be spending the night with her father, she is shocked. She thinks about how well they get along. They canoodle and kiss, saying, "Brooke is finally gone from my dad's life forever." Brooke is shocked that Ridge wants to live with Taylor at Forrester already. Katie believes there might be a miscommunication, but her sister disagrees. Brooke wants to be alone himself, but Katie proposes they go to her apartment. When Katie gives in, they embrace and show their love. After Katie departs, Brooke reminisces about her romance with Ridge. She agonizes and sighs. Ridge and Taylor have made love in his bed. They complain about how wonderful it was. Taylor informs him that she has been wanting this for a while. Ridge doesn't want to be apart from her any longer and wants a future with her. She desires to be wherever he is. "I'm right there with her," Ridge says. After they kiss, Ridge hugs Taylor, but his eyes have a detached expression. One of the most adored and nuanced characters on The Bold and the Beautiful for a long time has been Taylor Hayes. For decades, audiences have been enthralled by her path through heartbreaks and victories, love and loss. As the new year progresses, Taylor is caught in the middle of a romantic whirlpool that combines her rekindled affection with an unexpected and sincere act of kindness from Ridge Forrester. When taken as a whole, these events have the potential to upend Taylor's views on love, loyalty, and self-worth and lead her on a dramatic and emotionally complex trip that her admirers won't soon forget. The romantic renaissance of Taylor. Taylor's love for Ridge, which has endured through innumerable hardships and is based on their shared history and familial ties, has defined her for years. However, when Ridge's allegiance shifted between Taylor and Brooke Logan, Taylor started to wonder if her steadfast devotion to him was actually returned, or if she was just holding on to a fantasy that no longer made sense. Taylor didn't start reassessing her desires and finding her own value outside of the shadow of Ridge and Brooke's turbulent love triangle until their most recent breakup. Their relationship became closer in ways that were both recognizable and pleasantly unexpected as Ridge grew increasingly detached from Brooke and dependent on Taylor for emotional support. The flame between them was rekindled by late-night chats over wine glasses, silent moments of laughter, and unplanned embraces that lasted a bit too long. These times served as a reminder to Taylor of the reasons behind her love for Ridge all those years prior. However, they also carried a hint of prudence. Was Ridge really prepared to commit to her, or was he just looking for comfort in a familiar setting? The waters are stirred by a new suitor. Taylor's bond with Ridge deepened, but she also discovered that she was suddenly attracted to another man. She started to attract the attention of Dr. Simon Caldwell, a charming and successful psychologist who had just joined her practice. From the beginning, Simon's respect for Taylor was clear. Her strength, intelligence, and compassion enthralled him. Simon's steady and sincere attention gave Taylor a taste of what it may be like to be genuinely cherished and prioritized, in contrast to Ridge's emotions, which frequently felt divided or conditional. Taylor's feelings were unexpectedly difficult when Simon entered her life. Even though she still had a soft spot for Ridge, she couldn't help but enjoy the rush of being sought after by someone who appreciated her for who she was, not because of her relationship with the Forresters. Their mutual respect and common professional interests provided the groundwork for a relationship that felt stable and grounded, qualities Taylor had been lacking in her personal life for far too long. Ridge's heartbreaking astonishment. Ridge chose to take a risk in order to cement his position in Taylor's heart as she negotiated her feelings for both him and Simon. Following weeks of reflection and talks with his kids, Ridge realized that Taylor was the person he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, not as a backup plan, but as his true love. Ridge planned a lavish, heartfelt surprise that would leave Taylor speechless and serve as a reminder of the depth of his affections for her because he was determined to show her how committed he was. Ridge had a plan that was both sincere and complex. He set up a special dinner at the Forrester estate under the stars, complete with a string quartet, sparkling fairy lights, and a menu that included all of Taylor's favorite foods. He even hired a local painter to do a special artwork that represented their common past and future aspirations. Unaware of what was ahead, Taylor arrived at the estate to be met by Ridge's kind grin and an impassioned speech that left her both speechless and profoundly touched. Ridge admitted in his speech that he had made mistakes in the past, especially his reluctance to completely let go of Brooke and his propensity to take Taylor's affection for granted. He was open about his regrets, his anxieties, and his enduring respect for Taylor's kindness and fortitude. Above all, he pledged that this time would be different and that he was prepared to establish a future with her founded on mutual respect, trust, and devotion. Taylor's internal struggle. Ridge's extravagant gesture was undoubtedly sweet, but it also put Taylor in a very tough situation. As she listened to Ridge pour his heart out, she felt a wave of love and nostalgia wash over her. However, she was unable to dismiss the persistent misgivings that had grown during their years of back and forth. Was she putting herself at danger of experiencing yet another cycle of hope and disappointment, or could she really rely on Ridge to keep his word? Her developing relationship with Simon, who stood for a radically different sort of love, one that was stable, straightforward, and unencumbered by the burdens of the past, added to her internal struggle. Taylor was caught between two very different ideas of her future, one with Simon, where she could start again and embrace a relationship that felt secure and encouraging, and one with Ridge, where history and passion were paramount. Anticipate romantic surprises. The universe appeared determined to give Taylor even more romantic shocks while she struggled with her sentiments. She met Ridge's younger brother and ex-husband, Thorne Forrester, for a laid-back lunch at Il Giardino. Although Thorne's return to her life was unanticipated, his kind smile and effortless charm brought back memories of their previous love. Thorne's presence reminded Taylor of the many facets of her romantic journey and the numerous opportunities that remained, even though she had long since moved on from their relationship. The situation became much more complicated when Brooke Logan, who had avoided Ridge since their split, started to reintegrate into his social circle. Brooke's abrupt interest in Ridge, whether motivated by remorse, jealousy, or a sincere wish to get back in touch, generated a tension that threatened to undo the gains he had achieved with Taylor. Taylor found Brooke's behavior to be discouraging and irritating, serving as a clear reminder of the rivalry and mayhem that had characterized her relationship with Ridge for many years. Taylor's future direction. In the midst of all the love chaos, Taylor came to the conclusion that putting her personal happiness and well-being first was the only way to move forward. In order to give herself the time and space to consider what she really wanted from a relationship, she made the decision to distance herself from both Ridge and Simon. She took comfort in her career, her friendships, and her children's steadfast affection, which served as a constant reminder of her fortitude and resiliency. Taylor found solace in the fact that she was at last in charge of her own fate, even though the path ahead was still unclear. She was aware that her happiness was no longer dependent on the love or acceptance of others, regardless of whether she decided to pursue a new relationship with Simon, resume her romance with Ridge, or live a life of independence. Following her passions, her principles, and her unshakable faith in the power of love, Taylor felt empowered to forge her own path for the first time in years. The vibrant and lovely future. One thing is certain: as spectators anxiously anticipate Taylor's story's next chapter, her journey is far from finished. Taylor's romantic life is more intricate and captivating than ever thanks to Simon's persistent devotion, Ridge's genuine astonishment, and Thorne's return. However, Taylor's drive, fortitude, and dedication to herself will guarantee that her story will always enthrall and inspire, regardless of the difficulties that lie ahead. Donna calls Brooke with information on Ridge and Taylor's impending make-out date as well as their move-in plans after spying on them. Steffi and Finn became romantic when Ridge gave Taylor a present, and Brooke believed Ridge had always wanted Taylor. As the champagne cools, Ridge and Taylor dance at Eric's. She expresses gratitude to him for giving her the final Forrester original dress. With him, she feels incredibly special. He wants this to be a memorable night for her. She claims that because of him, her heart is now thriving. They share a kiss. They seem to have gone full circle, in her opinion. It feels good to be in each other's arms. When Donna shows there, she spies on them and remains mute. Ridge advises Taylor to reclaim their beach house so they may live together. They make out as they make their way upstairs. Donna's jaw is agape. Taylor is led to the bedroom by Ridge. Petals from flowers cover the bed. She's prepared for it. He has always loved her and missed her. They share a kiss. They discuss how all they want is to be together after falling in love. He thinks while she sleeps on his chest. Finn tells his wife that her mother and the children are out at the Cliff home. She hopes Brooke isn't interfering with her parents. She begins to gripe about Brooke's inability to confront her daughter. She is solely responsible for the breakup of her relationship with Ridge. It took her father a lifetime to recognize Brooke. He should be able to recognize his true love now that Taylor is in town. Steffi is told by Finn that they were destined to be. They share a kiss. She receives a text from her mother informing her that she will be spending the night with Ridge while they are unwinding. Steffi is overjoyed. She wishes for her parents to be together at last and for Brooke to permanently leave his life. Brooke is employed in the Forrester office, which Katie discovers. Without Ridge, Brooke would rather be working than stay at home in the large mansion. Brooke is aware of his pain, but she too feels it. So fast he turned to Taylor. Despite Brooke's insistence that she chose the CEO position just to salvage the company for the Forresters, they describe how betrayed Ridge feels. She will not put up with him disparaging her daughter and undermining their bond. She makes Katie proud. Her sister acknowledges that when Ridge said she wasn't related to him, she snapped and slapped him. She then gave Taylor a shove. Her best moment wasn't that. All of that must have pulled him even closer to Taylor's embrace. Before going to the bedroom, Donna contacts her sisters and reports that she just overheard Ridge and Taylor discussing moving in together. Brooke and Katie both gasp. "I'm sorry, sis," Donna says. Brooke lets a tear fall down her cheek. Katie recommends that they watch a movie and enjoy Rocky Road ice cream and air. Brooke wants to be by herself and isn't in the mood. Brooke regretfully recalls kissing Ridge throughout the years and all the flower petals they had tossed on beds as her sister departs. On B&B next week. "Do you wish to return to your job?" Hope asks Steffi, astonished. Steffi reminds her, "Well, you said I was welcome to stay on board." What caused the change of heart? What is actually happening? Hope inquires. "You're a very giving dude." Luna says, "Bill, that's one of the reasons I wanted you to be my dad. Be honest with me." Luna's father is Jack. "You deceived me by using my own spouse," Lee shouts to Poppy. The continuous story of Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan has characterized The Bold and the Beautiful for many years. The seemingly never-ending cycle of love, betrayal, and competition between these two powerful women, once competitors and now hesitant allies, has been mostly focused on one man, Ridge Forrester, for decades. Brooke and Taylor have been caught in Ridge's web on numerous occasions, frequently at the price of their own happiness and dignity, despite having similar intelligence, fortitude, and love. The question at hand is not only whether these two will see the destructive tendencies in their life, but also if they will be able to overcome Ridge's shadow and start over. A common past of heartbreak. The connection between Taylor and Brooke has never been easy. At first rivals vying for Ridge's love, their rivalry developed into a fiercely personal conflict that lasted for decades. They fought for Ridge's affection, exchanged jabs, and controlled events in ways that frequently portrayed them as puppets in his indecisiveness rather as the strong, competent women they are. However, underneath their hostility was a common feeling of disappointment and heartache. The emotional toll of spending their entire lives with a guy who has continuously failed to fully commit to each of them, the humiliation of Ridge's waning loyalty, and the anguish of being his second choice have all been experienced by both women. Despite their disagreements, Brooke and Taylor have a link that was created during Ridge's indecisional period. Ironically, if they can see it for what it is, this bond could save them. The function of Ridge in the cycle. The handsome but emotionally unstable man at the center of this triangle, Ridge Forrester, has long been an expert at manipulation, whether it be conscious or unconscious. Even though he vacillates between Brooke and Taylor with little consideration for the emotional consequences, his charm, excellent looks, and strong bond with both have helped him to hold on to his status as their object of adoration. Ridge has become accustomed to the cycle of love, betrayal, and reconciliation. He seems to enjoy the drama in his relationships and uses his inability to make decisions as a means of holding both women to him. Ridge's behaviors show that he is either unable or unwilling to make a firm decision, whether it be expressing his unwavering love for Brooke one moment and kissing Taylor passionately the next. The pact between Brooke and Taylor marked a turning point. By creating an unexpected partnership, Brooke and Taylor just appeared to take a big step toward ending this pattern. The two ladies decided to put their friendship and independence ahead of their shared past with Ridge because they were frustrated by Ridge's inability to choose between them and realized the toll their rivalry had taken on their lives. Both characters saw this agreement as a turning point in their lives, indicating a renewed will to take back their identities and create lives independent of Ridge's whims. But there have been difficulties with the agreement. Both Brooke and Taylor have found it difficult to completely let rid of their residual feelings for Ridge since old habits die hard. Taylor has struggled with the notion that Ridge might eventually choose her if given the chance, while Brooke in particular has had to resist the draw of her long-standing bond with him. When are they going to wake up? Several important aspects will determine whether Brooke and Taylor will finally see the destructive patterns in their life. 1. Self-respect and autonomy. Beyond their connections with Ridge, both women must acknowledge their inherent worth. They have accepted actions that compromise their happiness and dignity because they have too long associated their value with his love. When they completely accept their freedom and reject allowing Ridge's behavior to shape who they are, they will truly awaken. 2. Support for one another. If Brooke and Taylor truly encourage one another's development and hold each other accountable, their partnership may be revolutionary. They can reaffirm their resolve to end Ridge's cycle of manipulation by supporting one another and reminding one another of their agreement. 3. Ridge's behavior. Ironically, Brooke and Taylor might have to wake up because of Ridge himself. If he keeps acting evasively and betraying them, it might be the impetus for them to finally say, enough is enough. On the other hand, a big move from Ridge, like deciding on just one woman or resigning completely, might also cause Brooke and Taylor to reevaluate their priorities. 4. Outside factors. Change may be prompted by personal difficulties or new partnerships. A developing relationship with someone who genuinely values Brooke could let her realize that she is worthy of more than Ridge's indecisiveness. In a similar vein, Taylor may learn what constitutes a solid, healthy relationship from her recent association with Dr. Simon Caldwell. The path to self-empowerment. Although it's not always possible to break free from a cycle that has lasted for decades, Brooke and Taylor have often demonstrated their capacity for development and reinvention. Instead of waiting for Ridge to change his ways, Brooke may find that the path to empowerment entails concentrating on her work, her kids, and her own happiness. Instead of viewing love through the prism of her relationship with Ridge, Taylor may need to focus her passion and energy on her career as a psychologist and discover love on her own terms. Prioritizing their own health and realizing that genuine love cannot flourish in a setting of uncertainty and manipulation are crucial for both women. Brooke and Taylor can ultimately escape Ridge's grip and design lives that are characterized by their own decisions and preferences by establishing limits, accepting their independence, and encouraging one another along the way. A new era is coming. It is our hope as viewers that Brooke and Taylor will wake up sooner rather than later. Their partnership offers a potent chance to change the course of their lives and demonstrate that women are capable of overcoming even the most entrenched patterns of reliance and rivalry. The most significant result is that they regain their agency and create futures that demonstrate their power, resiliency, and self-worth, regardless of whether they end up falling in love with new people, reigniting old passions, or staying single. Not only will Brooke and Taylor be free of Ridge when they awaken, but they will also be free of the bonds of their past and into a more promising, daring, and lovely future.